Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Esteemed FaceTime with Leaders, an initiative by World Development Corporation. My name is Tanay Ol, and I'm an anchor with World Development Corporation. Esteemed FaceTime with Leaders is a platform for industry titans to share their experiences, thoughts, ideas, and best practices in order to inspire one another and future leaders. In a nutshell, we attempt to encapsulate the multi-decadal learnings of all our industry stalwarts. We also hope that by conducting these FaceTime with Leader interviews, we can bring together a global community of eminent personalities. By bringing together such visionaries on one platform, we hope to play a part in inspiring the lives of other leaders. Great learnings from great leaders undoubtedly assist everyone by identifying, nurturing, and using the trade secrets that have already proven a success formula for so many. And this is what we aim for with these sessions by making them a gathering of industry stalwarts and a knowledge sharing community. We have one such industry titan on FaceTime with Leaders with us today, Mr. Harish Bahl. He is an exemplar of visionary thinking, strategic prowess, and relentless execution in the field of supply chain management, procurement, and logistics. As a certified procurement leader with the Chartered Institute of Procurement and Supply Chain, he has carved a remarkable path in the world of global operations, procurement, and digital transformation. His journey in the realm of executive management is a testament to his exceptional expertise. Conceptualization, establishment of multifunctional category centers of excellence, and transformational leadership are some of his areas of excellence. His current role of providing source-to-pay consultancy services to Genpact showcases his ability to drive proactive sourcing and operational excellence on a global scale. We welcome you on the show today, sir. It's our honor to have you here.
And thanks, Tanay, for inviting me for a FaceTime on this platform.
Sir, our first question today is, could you let our viewers know in brief about your career journey?
Yeah, my career journey is slightly different from the routine industry magnates because I am a veteran from the armed forces and in particular Indian Navy.
Wow.
Wherein from a very young age, I joined at the age of 20, I was exposed to global technologies, operating ships and equipment from many friendly countries. And also global operation through multinational naval exercises and sometime on exchange visits where navies would come to our ports and we would go to their ports and do exercises together. So you are exposed to this global world very early in life. And the global technologies. India was, I must say, in the 80s, lagging behind quite a bit, but we are largely dependent on import that time. And luckily, being part of the Navy, one was exposed to what was happening in the world. Within the Navy, I specialized in telecom operation and electronic warfare, which the two fields are very technology intensive and they required rapid innovation and transformation as the technology in this arena was advancing very quickly across the world and also in India. India also had taken off in this area. During my 25 years odd stint with Indian Navy, I not only got opportunity to command some of our warships and control a fleet of ships, submarine and aircraft when I was part of the fleet. I also got opportunity or unique opportunity, I would say, to lead on various strategic projects related to modernization of naval four-dimensional network, which connects ships, submarine, aircraft, and shore stations. So the network basically has the radio as a mean of communication. Then you got satellite and you got data and stuff like that. So in addition, I was part of a number of national level strategic committees on defense space vision, acquisition of ships, submarine and from Russia, France, and some other countries. And also there was a huge focus on indigenization of communication equipment, wherein I led on transfer of technology between Defense Research and Development Organization with ISRO on satellite technology, defense public sector units, and some of the key multinational players in defense equipment. After a very satisfying long stint with Indian Navy, I decided to jump into corporate world in 2008. Maybe I was enamored by corporate world at that time. And I landed my first job as procurement manager with British Telecom. wherein I got opportunity to lead procurement categories in network, satellite, and subsea area with my background. Back then, BT procurement was testing out management of global categories remotely from India and concept of GBS, which was at quite a nascent stage at that time. Procurement in BT was, I think, the first one we more or less ventured out and wanted to tap the talent globally. So I found the working environment in BT very welcoming, which gave me an opportunity to excel. And I rapidly grew to leadership role, wherein I was given opportunity in BT to conceptualize and build global sourcing and procurement capability centers in India and Hungary. So my last tenure was in Genpact as global operational leader for a large source to pay banking account, wherein I was expected to turn around a broken relationship with a client to one of a trusted partner, and I'm glad I was largely successful at the task assigned to me. So based on success in the turnaround story for this client, I'm now providing consultancy services to Genpact to drive operational excellence and transformation across multiple source-to-pay accounts, along with building strategic source. I'm very proud of my journey, both in the Navy and the corporate world, and what I've been able to achieve throughout this.
Sir, you seem to have a knack for the field of supply chain management and logistics since you have gained educational accreditations in it. What do you base as the reasons for it?
So I think in the Navy, I was fortunate to be appointed at headquarters as Joint Director of Planning and Procurement, wherein I led on large multinational complex deals, as I mentioned earlier, which included transfer of technology and indigenous development. So I think that's where I got this exposure to the procurement world. So during my transition into corporate, while being from operational background, I had a number of operational roles in the back, but I was very closely able to relate to the procurement category management role offered by BT, because I thoroughly enjoyed the defense procurement experience which I had. So while in defense procurement, I think the focus was mainly to build best-in-class operational capability, and that's what defense is all about. But once I joined BT procurement, I understood the real strategic power of procurement organization in the corporate world. As most of the multinationals spend around 30 to 70% of their revenue with the suppliers, because no organization can do everything on their own. They're mostly dependent on third party to deliver products and services in the market. So you end up spending, if you're a 50 billion organization, you spend to the tune of 15 billion. And if you're a manufacturing organization, maybe 30 odd billion of that 50 billion with your suppliers. So the responsibility a CPO sometimes has in an organization is much larger than any of the departmental heads around the organization. And also in the today's world, which is very inflationary in nature, CFOs are relying heavily on procurement department to cut third-party costs. As revenues are not going up, market is becoming more and more competitive. So the only lever left with CFO is to cut internal cost, and most of the internal cost includes third-party cost. And that's why, and that has increased the strategic importance of procurement department. And in addition, if you look at our sales colleagues, if they have to take new products to market and they have to be competitive in the market, again, they rely upon their procurement partners to innovate with the help of suppliers, cut costs, so they can sell more and grow the organization. And once you sold a product in the market, the in-life support is equally important to be successful. And who provides in-life support? Most of the time, it is going to be some third-party partners who provide in-life support. Not many organizations can create their own help desk and stuff like that. And those third parties, again, are sourced by procurement. So overall, in the whole journey in an organization's success, both for its growth and also for a positive P&L, the huge strategic importance of procurement. And that really has made me passionate about the role which I have performed in the procurement department and the value procurement department is able to drive. So while I think in BT, the ROI of my sourcing team was around 50 times of the cost of operation because of the cost saving which we're generating and other value we are driving. And similar has been story in my Genpact sourcing team. But past few years of my tenure as a leader in BT procurement, GBS, and then in Genpact, my main focus has now been on driving operational excellence and transformation in source to pay functions. Because I think these functions, the huge opportunity to drive transformation, and with the experience I've gained, and that's why I've been mentoring teams, mentoring procurement leaders, so that they can excel in their operations and also drive transformation. And that has provided me great hands-on experience in this whole big data, implementing cloud solutions, RPA, predictive models using machine learning, etc., on the procurement world. So on the whole, I think the value one can generate for an organization as part of source to pay function is multifold, and I've been fortunate to be part of the teams who drove this value. As far as your other question regarding educational accreditation in procurement and supply chain, I think I am a firm believer of robust knowledge or robust understanding of theory behind a subject for you to be successful in practice. And that's why if you see at each stage of my career, I enrolled for a program like MSc Telecom when I was in Navy to deliver telecom operation. Then before transitioning to corporate, I did a course from MDI in business management, and then joined this course from Chartered Institute of Procurement and Supply Chain UK, and currently enrolled for corporate governance and ESG from Director Institute. Because again, if I have to be part of boardroom, I need to have the right knowledge and accreditation for it. And that's, I think, the whole gist about it.
Sir, you have been honored with several awards. Which of them do you regard as the most significant one and why?
So I think I always encourage my teams to challenge the status quo, think out of box and stand out. Forming BAU means everyone has been hired to deliver minimum BAU, but if you need to stand out, you need to challenge the status quo, and there's always opportunity for that in every organization where I've been. So while I received a number of individual awards in operational and procurement excellence, the one which I received in Genpact along with a multifunction team during my last tenure in the digital disruptors category is most dear to me. As I mentioned earlier, we were providing source to pay services to a large banking client where the relations were quite distressed, and we were finding it very hard to get any sponsorship from bank to transform the existing processes and the technology landscape. And the success of our solution, which we had sold to client, was hinged upon transformation. Without transformation, we are not successful. So after many rounds of workshops, wherein Genpact presented number of points of view to client, and we had number of joint workshops. So my team, the operational team, collaborated with lean digital transformation team of Genpact, the source to pay service line, and the product teams. And we created a compelling story for client, where client not only agreed to a joint transformation roadmap, but also agreed to invest in digitalization where required. So I think this joint transformation not only helped Genpact to push the matrices to best in class, but also drive straight-through processing and enhance user experience while driving down cost to serve. So this has been win-win for both the organization And transformation has also been a key driver for turnaround of relationship with our client, because they saw the benefit in this outsourcing deal. And now we are more like a trusted partner for them. I think this has been the most satisfying part of my tenure, and I'm glad we as a team got recognized for it.
Sir, how and when did you feel the need to upskill yourself in ESG and corporate governance spaces?
So I think as a procurement expert, one had to always ensure that the supply you bring on board comply with all the generic standards related to labor, environmental protection, data integrity, and to minimize the risk for the organization. Because a lot of risk is brought in from the vendors because some of the practices which they followed. But with the ESG mandate, I think the regulatory framework has become much wider and comprehensive. Most of the clients I worked with have ESG compliance as one of the key business objectives, and they're all aspiring to be net zero by 2030. Therefore, it has become very important for all procurement experts to upskill on ESG framework. As far as corporate governance is concerned, it's a continuous learning journey as a leader. But I believe in a formal program which provides you all the necessary tools to be successful board member. And that's why I thought where I am in my career, I must have a firm grip on this topic rather than just relying upon my experience.
Sir, as an ESG and corporate governance expert, what values do you bring to the table?
I think, as I mentioned earlier, various elements of ESG and corporate governance have always been integral to my roles, both as procurement professional and leadership in BT and Genpact.
Yes.
Having been part of various national level committees during my naval stint, and then GBS board in British Telecom, along with member of audit and BCP committees in BT. I think these stints have given me the rich exposure to think independently, critically examine issues, and help organization to evolve to best in class while complying with the regulation. So I believe if given an opportunity, I can play a key role in not only ensuring the board operates in best interest of all stakeholders and shareholders, but also on lead on the ESG agenda. So there is a means responsibility for every organization to be complying with the regulation. And with my experience, I think I can bring value on the table.
Sir, what are some of the most remarkable changes that you have seen in the field with respect to technology in your field? I mean, with the advent of IoT, AI, ML, blockchain, big data, Web 3.0, where have you seen this come from and where do you see it go, sir?
So I think there are lots of technology to deal with. But for me personally, I think big data and cloud stand out as they provide the bedrock for all other enabling technology. For me, AI, ML, these are enabling technology. You need to have a handle on data, and you need to have a platform on which all these technologies can be deployed. So in the field of procurement and supply chain, I think the ability to understand and leverage the data is key to planning with a huge amount of vendor data. Sometimes you're dealing with 30,000 vendors, 1 million invoices per annum, and the amount of data which is there with you is both complex and also provides you the power which the whole organization can benefit from. So I think leveraging this data is key to planning, negotiations, and running successful operations. So big data has definitely changed the landscape of source to pay analytics, and it has been a key component of all my roles. But I still feel many big corporates are still struggling to get a grasp of data generated by them and leverage the power of data in the right way. So while some of the new gen organizations have made the right moves, but I think some of the large corporates are still struggling. Many of the organizations I've seen are still at data visualization stage rather than able to leverage big data and the power of data. On the other hand, cloud has made it very easy to implement large-scale digitization on a rapid scale and replace the legacy platform. Earlier, the ERP replacements used to be a major decision for any organization. Now, with cloud being available, the platform being available on cloud, you're able to rapidly change. You're able to interface with whatever legacy platform you have, and you're able to bring in the new technology and then harness the power of the technology to then implement the power of AI, generative AI, ML, etc. So again, I think a lot of use cases are being discussed, are being tested, being tried out in these areas. The next 12 to 24 months, I think there's going to be huge focus, and organizations who have dedicated resources, teams, and focus on these areas are going to be ahead of others in this rapidly evolving area. So again, I think I've been fortunate to be part of all these technological changes in the organization I've been, and especially GBS and this outsourcing world, where a lot of functions come together, provide you exposure to technology and the data and various tools which are there available in the market. And I've been lucky to be part of this evolution.
Sir, as you know, we're building a community here of industry magnates. The move is meant for cross-pollination of knowledge and building a knowledge-sharing community of corporate giants and industry experts. What are your thoughts about this initiative taken by Mr. Zishan Pathan, Mr. Heval Mehta, and the whole World Development Corporation team?
See, I'm part of many forums which are bringing together CXOs and industry experts. And I think most of them are just networking forums.
Mm-hmm.
But the platform created by a World Development Council, I think, is unique, as you get to hear experiences of various leaders rather than just networking. You get to hear the best practices, get to hear experiences of others. You get to hear of journey of other people. So I think there's huge knowledge sharing which happens to this, and that is key to such groups. So we are thankful to what is being done by WDC, and I'm fortunate to be part of this group.
Great, sir. It was fantastic conversing with you, and I'm confident that your insights will greatly inspire future leaders. Thank you so much for joining us today. Wish you the best for your future endeavors. Moreover, trust that this initiative by Directors Institute unquestionably has expanded the participants' understanding and enriched their minds. Once again, sir, thank you so much for taking time out for us today.
Thank you once again, Tane, for having me on this platform. Thank you for the questions.
Thank you.